Solent Sports News. Solent Sports News. It's 4 o'clock. I'm Josh Cole, and these are your Solent Sports News headlines. Southampton face Swansea tomorrow at midday. Saints manager Will Steele is facing pressure from fans already, with results looking poor for them so far. Our reporter Melvin Armstrong is here to report.
Southampton welcome Welsh side Swansea City to St Mary's tomorrow for the early kick-off. After losing two star players in Tyler Dibling and Mateus Fernandes, Saints have been struggling with the form in the Championship this season.
Not good enough. It's not good enough.
Saints are struggling this season not only with goals scored, but on the other half of the pitch as well. Southampton are conceding 1.22 goals on average per game, leaving them with more goals conceded than scored. Manager Will Steele spoke about their defensive issues.
Said, going the other way, we're still conceding too many sort of easy and cheap goals, and we've got to take that element out of it as well. But it's just down to determination and pure desire and will of this ball is not going in that net and this ball is going in the other one.
Will Steele has struggled to make a mark at Southampton so far, with many fans questioning his ability. Rhys Barrett, a journalist from the Daily Echo Southampton, told us his thoughts.
For Southampton FC, this is another must-win game, really. Will's still under so much pressure already. It's still early doors in the season, and he's not far behind the points tally that Russell Martin was at this time in the last Championship campaign with Southampton. But I think the football on display, if you speak to any Saints fans, I think they sort of be inclined to agree it's not been great football on display.
Going into this game, and gaps are appearing, and Stewart's among them, and finishes with a quite magnificent goal.
Starting striker Ross Stewart has suffered an unfortunate hamstring injury which will see him out until early next year. With Southampton already struggling to score goals, we asked Ewan Mins how big of a loss he is to the club.
Yeah, it's not a great place because Ross Stewart is sort of essential to the way Will Steele wants to play. He likes putting crosses in the box early, and obviously our next best option is Cam Archer, who doesn't quite fit the system. He's not really a striker that's going to be winning headers as he's so small, and the only other option we have is Damien Downs. He's struggled a lot so far this season.
Thank you, Melvin. Moving to local football, SC Tottenham's chairman has resigned. Stephen Snow announced that due to personal reasons he could no longer continue as chairman, where he has been in the role since the 1st of January 2022. Good news for Tottenham though, his business Snow's Motor Company remain the title sponsor at Tottenham and the name of the stadium. Staying with local football, Eastleigh's FA Cup first round proper match against Walsall is set to be on TV. The game has been moved to Sunday the 2nd of November and it will be broadcasted on BBC and TNT. Not only does it get the Spitfires' name in front of large audiences, but also gives them that sweet TV money. Live on location outside the Silver Lake, we have Jack Henderson to tell us more about this huge news for Eastleigh.
I'm here at the Silver Lake Stadium with the head of the Eastleigh media team, Ed Groves, to discuss this further. Firstly, Ed, first round of the Cup. How important is this for the club?
Yeah, I think it's extremely important that we've made it to this part of the Cup. I mean, it is sort of the expectation as a National League club to win your first game and then get qualification to the first round proper. But the first round proper, I mean, it brings TV, and that's exactly what it's done for us. We got very lucky. It's a tough draw, obviously, Walsall. At least it's at home, but yeah, they're top of the league above us. But yeah, it'll be a good day for the club. It gives us exposure, it puts us on TV, but also it's prize money, it's TV money. So it's more money for the club, more exposure. Yeah, I'm sure it'll be a great day.
Do you think being on TV will help boost the club's social media influence as a member of the media team?
100%. The more media, the better. I mean, it's exposure at the end of the day. So all the cameras are going to be there. Anyone, anywhere can watch Eastleigh play football on TV. So yeah, it'll be a great day.
Do you think the Silver Lake Stadium is well equipped for the occasion? Is it prepared for TV?
I mean, I might be biased, but I've been to quite a lot of National League grounds now. The Silver Lake Stadium for me is up there with the very best. I mean, just recently a new gantry got built because the Saints women team have started playing their home games at the Silver Lake Stadium. So for me, it's very well equipped for TV, and I think there's no better place to watch the FA Cup.
Thank you. That was Ed Groves of Eastleigh's media team. Back to you guys in the studio.
Thank you for that, guys. That was lovely. Cole Palmer will be out of action for at least 6 weeks. The attacking midfielder missed 2 matches in August with a groin problem and is now set to miss more. Maresca has confirmed the club will not opt for surgery.
We try just to protect Cole as much as we can, but unfortunately the medical staff, they are no magician. You never know that. Probably you need 6 weeks. We hope that 6 weeks they are enough.
Earlier, we reported that supporters of an Israeli football team have been banned from attending a Europa League match against Aston Villa. The West Midlands Police told Maccabi Tel Aviv fans they could not travel due to violent clashes and hate crime offences in the past. Solent Sports reporter Zach Jackson dug deeper into the issue, hearing from the Jewish community and the Southampton public.
Well, it's horrifying. Of course, it's horrifying. What they're effectively saying is they cannot keep people safe in Birmingham. That's the bottom line. They're saying. Well, it's horrifying. Of course, it's horrifying. What they're effectively saying is they cannot keep. Well, it's horrifying. Of course, it's horrifying. What they're effectively saying is they cannot keep people safe in Birmingham. That's the bottom line. They're saying that this atmosphere is so febrile that if fans from Israel come to Birmingham, then neither the police nor the local authority can keep them safe. Well, it's horrifying. Of course, it's horrifying.
Sorry, we had some slight technical issues there. This weekend, South Sea will be seeing huge crowds, lots of noise and plenty of runners. The Great South Run is back in town and is arguably the biggest 10-mile race in the UK. Solent Sports reporter Chloe Boyne explores the GSR.
Kelly Holmes going for 2 gold medals. It's going to be an historic second goal. McLaughlin's back header, Mills. Oh, what a save by Knight. Absolutely audacious in breach of the...
What does Dame Kelly Holmes, Portsmouth legend Alan Knight MBE and the Red Roses, Jess Breach all have in common? They're kickstarting the 35th annual Great South Run. Over 25,000 runners are expected to participate across the race weekend, including Team GB athlete Verity Ockenden, who's looking ahead to competing in the elite women's field.
I'm an elite track and road runner. I represent Great Britain. I was out injured during the summer, so for me doing the Great South Run on Sunday is going to be like a really big comeback from injury, and I picked it as the race to come back to because I've always really enjoyed it. It's always been a wonderful atmosphere. Huge crowd lining the street in Portsmouth, and I know that, you know, if I'm going to struggle in any race, I can really rely on the support. There's a great local community. I love the Great Run team. I've got my coach here, my mum coming to watch. So yeah, it's a really nice way to get back into racing for me.
To begin the Great South weekend, the Portsmouth running community are hosting a shakeout run to get race day ready. The Pace Invaders and Hot Girls Run Clubs are among those lacing up their trainers for the 5k ahead of the 10-mile event on Sunday.
I'm Harry, I'm one of 2 faces from Pace Invaders Run Club. What I think is really important is actually to strip it back to the bare bones and realising actually the hardest part is lacing up your trainers and actually getting out for a run on them cold winter nights. Even through the summer, it's still a challenge. So actually just using the Great South Run as a victory lap.
We're Hot Girl Run Club, a female-only running community from Portsmouth. We're really excited to be part of the Great South Run weekend. The 5k shakeout is all about bringing the community together and celebrating every kind of runner. We absolutely can't wait. Good luck to everyone running this weekend, and remember, Hot Girls run races.
Following the postponement of the 2024 event due to Storm Ashley, runners can expect another year of challenging conditions. The weather may not sound promising, however, Faith, who runs the South of the Sea Instagram page to showcase Portsmouth, is hopeful the historic event will still provide a boost to the city.
I think with the Great South Run, it's mainly a bit of a pick-me-up. In the past few years, Portsmouth has started to host more and more big events, but Great South Run has been around since 1991, like even before I was born. And what I always notice is how buzzy the city gets. The atmosphere is always great, and it's such a nice way for visitors to experience, in my opinion, an underrated city. I just hope the weather holds out.
If the forecast is anything to go by, this may be the only song playing on Sunday. Chloe Boyne, Solent Sports News.
Thank you, Chloe. Solent University has announced its Sports Excellence programme for this academic year and what it has to offer. Solent Sports reporter Piran Phillips has more.
supporting student athletes to achieve excellence in both sports and academics is a standout for the university.
My name is John Cooper. I'm a lecturer in sports coaching and the chair of the Sports Excellence Programme. We try and offer a wraparound service through strength conditioning, financial support, dual career advisors, and something that stands us out from other universities that we're quite proud of is that we want to support the athlete on their journey, not necessarily to promote our own bucks points. So we would rather you succeed and they succeed in their own fields than we get a couple of bucks points on a Wednesday.
24/7 psychological help, nutritional expertise, strength and conditioning is all part of what Solent has to offer. Robert Bittles is a student athlete on the programme who competes nationally in archery.
Hi, I'm Robert Bittles. I'm an athlete on the Southampton Solent Sports Excellence Programme and I'm studying cyber security. As an athlete, I find it really helpful because it's massively increased the benefits I can make in strength and conditioning as well as handling any injuries that I've had in the past. So for me, I've come off the back of a delt injury, so the most recent programme has been dedicated to building strength back up in that.
Every uni student can relate to timetable issues, whether it's training or lectures. The programme backs its students and provides opportunities to go even further.
I definitely have more time academically.
That's Jess Suarez, a female footballer on the programme and a master's student at Solent.
Especially like an undergrad, it was very hard to balance academically and the athlete's lifestyle. They've given me opportunity to make like a CV, especially like for industry, like you can put a football CV together to look for bigger teams, and they have a lot of like connections with like football wise and nutrition wise.
Producing European and British champions and first class degrees, the Sports Excellence Programme at Solent University can do it all. Kieran Phillips, Solent Sports News.
Thank you, Piran. Great Britain have been barred from international men's basketball competitions amid chaos within the country's governing body. The British Basketball Federation has also been suspended by global governing body FIBA. FIBA have released a statement saying the current government's issues are pending resolution. Lando Norris faces consequences after crashing into his teammate at the Singapore Grand Prix. McLaren held the British driver accountable for the collision on the first lap, which put him ahead of Oscar Piastri. The title battle between these two continues in Texas for the USGP this weekend. We're here with our F1 correspondent, Patrick Fitzgerald. Pat, what's the latest?
Thanks, Josh. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how this one plays out. Now, with the Constructors' Championship wrapped up for McLaren, the two teammates can go gung-ho for the Drivers' Championship. With Oscar Piastri sitting just 22 points ahead of Lando Norris and the race weekend in Texas being declared a heat hazard race, things could definitely get spicy.
Breaking news in F1, Apple have struck a big broadcasting deal which starts from 2026. They have bought the rights to stream F1 in the United States for the next 5 years in a deal worth £558 million in total. We have here our live F1 reporter Nathan Wallen. Nathan, can you tell us some more?
You, Josh. Yes, you're correct. Technology giants Apple are starting to monopolise sport in the US by adding Formula One to its roster starting in 2026. It has taken rights over from ESPN on a 5-year deal, which is set to be worth $750 million, which is about £558 million. This equates to $140 million a year, which is a significant increase from the $85 million paid yearly previously by ESPN. The rights were previously held by ESPN since 2016. This takeover was likely due to the success of the F1 movie starring Brad Pitt, which was produced by Apple, and the announcement was made ahead of the Austin Grand Prix at the Circuit of the Americas. The new exclusive rights is just further proof of the tremendous growth of the sport in the US after adding a third American race in the streets of Las Vegas in 2022, but also ahead of the 11th team joining the grid next year, Cadillac, a US-based car manufacturer. There's yet to be an announcement on commentary arrangements. However, it's been speculated that Apple will be buying it from either F1 TV or from Sky Sports UK. All races, practice and qualifying sessions will be available on the subscription service, and there will also be content from the sport in-house media F1 TV available for free for those who subscribe.
Thank you, Nathan. On to golf. Tommy Fleetwood leads the DP World India Championship after the second round. The world number 5 scored 8 under par after a bogey-free round. He leads former Open champions Shane Lowry and Brian Harman by a shot at Delhi Golf Club. We have our golf correspondent Ben Breeze here with us. Ben, what's happening in India?
Hi Josh, yeah, it's good news for Team Europe at the moment. Their saviours from the Ryder Cup, Tommy Fleetwood and Shane Lowry, are both first and second respectively in Delhi at the moment. Fleetwood hit an 8 under par round with McIlroy tied in 17th at 3 under par. Now there's £3 million up for grabs here in Delhi and my money is on Tommy Fleetwood. Thank you, Josh.
Cheers, Ben. The NFL is once again returning to Wembley. The Jacksonville Jaguars are taking on the Los Angeles Rams in what is expected to be a top matchup. This is the third and final NFL game taking place in the UK this season and will hopefully be an improvement on the last 2 games, which were seen as below standard. Ethan Cook is here with all the information.
It's always nice to hear the Three Lions roar at Wembley. Wait. This was the NFL? What do England fans sound like at Wembley?
The stadium was silent.
After Thomas Tuchel was less than pleased with England fans last week, Wembley is opening itself to the NFL this Sunday as the Jacksonville Jaguars face off against the Los Angeles Rams.
Absolutely buzzing. It's Jags fans' Christmas for all of us in the UK. Santa's wearing teal and the impressive looking Rams come to Wembley off the back of a W against the Ravens. We've not had a matchup like this for a while in London.
Jake hosts the Jacksonville Jaguars UK podcast and feels like the game is going to be a tight one.
Game itself, I'm sweating. Gladstone's been on the phone and asked if I could lace up and trot out at O-line because we're looking thin once again. I love a bit of physicality, but Jared Verse and Braden Fisk, they've had more Weetabix than me recently.
This is the third NFL game the UK are hosting in 2025. The first 2 were in the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium.
Just a beautiful stadium. 62,000 fans are inside Tottenham Hotspur Stadium.
But this weekend's fixture is at Wembley.
This is Wembley, an iconic stadium whose hallowed turf is steeped in history.
The first 2 games were seen as a letdown on the field. Although Dom, host of the Tailgaters podcast, thinks this week's game is a must-watch.
I genuinely think this is a really, really good game, at least on paper, and I'd be very surprised if it didn't turn out to ultimately be that way. This, in my mind, is the London Bowl at this point. It is the 2 most competent teams that have crossed the pond, that are in London, and are playing in our city.
The NFL has had a huge influx of games outside the US.
Welcome to Munich, Germany. Welcome to Estadio Azteca, Sao Paulo, Brazil.
Which has raised the question about a potential Super Bowl taking place on foreign soil.
Yeah, I think you'll be waiting a long time for a Super Bowl in basically outside of the United States. We're closer to a European league having their own Super Bowl here, honestly. I think that you're more likely to have the NFL start up NFL Europe again.
Whilst we won't know what the future holds for NFL in the UK, we know that all eyes will be on Wembley this weekend.
Thank you, Ethan. 4 women's players could feature in this year's Darts World Championships, the most there has ever been. Bo Greaves secured her place after reaching the final of the World Youth Championships, beating world number 2 Luke Littler on her way. She's now been given her PDC Tour card for the first time. That's all from us this hour. We'll be back next week with more sporting headlines. Remember, you can keep us up to date 24 hours a day on our website, which is solentsportsnews.com.